Welcome back to my channel. Today's message is just a short message about our connection to plant and tree life or Mother Nature, but specifically to plants and trees. It's just something that happened 2 weeks ago, and I thought that I would share it, especially for the people that are conscious, who really know what is happening, and that are connected to things and nature on a higher level, high vibrational level, spiritual level. Trees and plants really communicate with us, with humans. Depends on how open you are and how conscious you are, your vibrational state also, but also your openness to it. If they choose to communicate with you, they will. Now, I've got 3 or 4 examples where I know the trees communicated with me, and also once with my mom. And she is not a conscious person. I mean, I share some stuff with her. She believes some, she doubts some, but she's open to my knowledge or information that I share with her. So really, trees and plants and stuff communicate with us. Some of the important communications I had with the trees were when I was in Long Beach. That was last year, 2021. And after I visit at the park, the trees, because I would then go and stand with my back on the trunk of the trees. And then at night, in a dream, one of them, especially the one that I first went to communicate with, it came at night and they gave me specific information and also gave me its name in the dream, and also other details of what I needed to know. But it was something connected to spiritual warfare, and also connected to my past lives, as well as encouraging me to take the battle head on, not to run away from the battle. And that was the message. Some of the details I'm not going to share here. Then when I went to Westchester, LA, the first night I dreamt how the trees were clapping hands when they saw me. So that was the second revelation or connection that I made with the trees. The one before that, before I went there, my mom, I went to 2 years before the tree or the plant, sorry, not the tree, but the plant revealed herself to my mother, I went to the gardens, that's called Ferrera Gardens. I went there and I wanted something that I can put indoors. And as I was walking around the guidance just came and told me just to turn, and then when I turned around, I just stood still, and it said I must look down, look at the name. The name of that plant was Audrey bengalensis. So because my name is also in shortened form Audrey, so I took that plant. And my mom, when she came to visit me, she was not feeling well. And then the voice of the tree told her, touch me. And she touched the tree. And she told me in the morning or in the AM that her pain disappeared. So that was now the first experience with the plant communication through my mother, that the plants are connecting to us. Well, first one was when I bought it, right? And then the second one was when it told us what it can do. So that was the first experience of the communication that my mother and I had with the tree, with the plants. After that, that was another ones there in the US. Then when I came back 2 weeks ago, what happened is I have this tree for almost, this plant for almost 2-3 years. And she's been outside in the balcony. And I will bring her in, and then I'll see her leaves are withering. So I'll take her back out. Whenever she was outside, she would have her leaves will be green and okay. And then this year, I decided, no, well, I also want her inside as an indoor plant, because you can put her either outside or inside. So I said, okay, you are going to stay inside. I want you inside as well, as in indoors. And then I brought her in, and I saw the leaves started withering, and I talked to her. I said, listen, you have to fight The environmental changes, you have to adjust to them. You can't just die because you are in a different environment from the one you were used to. You have to fight and adjust to this indoor environment. So I will continue to pluck all those dry leaves off of her. And then after a week or so after I spoke to her, I went there again, plucking out the leaves and stuff. But this time I said I was communicating with her and also talking verbally, but mentally as well. And then I said that specific moment, if you don't want to be inside here, remember the first time also where I told her to fight and to adjust to the environment indoors. I said to her that I will not take her out. She will has to stay and adjust. And then after a week, when I went back plucking the, before I start plucking the dry leaves off of her, I said, okay, wow, I don't know really, you probably really don't want to be inside here. So what I will do is, when I buy a new one that looks just like you, when I buy the new one, then I will take you outside because you don't want to stay in. I will take you outside, and then I will put the new one in your place. So what happened is, when I plucked the leaves, I saw the leaves, where I plucked it, the points, it was bleeding or the milk was coming out. Then this never happened. Whenever I plucked out those dry leaves, they will always be dry, normal. And it's just when they turn yellowish, that's when I will pluck them off. So the milk they say normally if the milk comes out, it's like the plant is bleeding. So that's what happened. And then then I knew, instantly I knew I said something wrong that upset it or that hurt it. So I apologized. And I said, okay, I'll not take you out. It felt it, and the words just came to me that says, oh, okay, so I'm just here as a placeholder until you get the new one. I'm telling you exactly the message. It was an intuitive message that I got. So I apologized to the plant and I said, I will not take it out. I'm very sorry that I had given it that, given it the sense or the message that it is replaceable. Now, this is one realization that I also made. Nothing, especially anything that is conscious, anything that the creators have created, everything has a purpose. And everything in our lives, whether it is a thing or a place or a person or whatever, it is there to serve a purpose. So whenever we want to replace that thing with something we think it's better, it really hurts them, or it really causes pain. So that's what I realized, that we should really also take care of our plant and tree lives and really be careful and mindful of the words, things that we say when we are around a conscious thing or environment or nature, because plants and trees are part of Mother Nature, of Earth Nature. And yeah, that was the message. So I apologized to her and I hugged her. And yeah, after that, the next day, when I plucked out the leaf, it didn't bleed. So I knew this was because of something, what I said, not something I said, but because of what I said. The second thing that I realized is not to pluck it off when the leaves are dry, but to leave it until she sheds it herself. So nowadays what I do is I shake her so she can shed whatever, or I'll just tickle, something like tickling, or touch it so that the leaves can fall off by themselves. So that's the way. Now I've really learned how sensitive even plant lives are, because they are super conscious. They are more conscious than human beings. So know what you say in the presence of anything. We said consciousness, everything is conscious. Even the tables in your home are conscious. The walls are conscious. Everything hears what you say. So be conscious of what you say, what you do, because those things are going to testify against you or for you when everything is in the light and on the judgment day. Well, we say in the judgment day is the day of truth, when we ascend, or when we transform into from this dimension to the next. Everything that we came across, everything that we surrounded ourselves with, everything that we, all those things are gonna, your bed is gonna testify against you or testify for you or in your favor. So be mindful, especially when it comes to nature, Mother Nature. If even things that we create with our own hands, like the tables, because wood, table comes from wood and wood is from the tree. So consciousness is transferred from one vehicle or from one vessel to the next. So it has really nothing to do with the type of thing, because we are all connected with all things nature, all humans, and everything. So so that's the short testimony or message that I wanted to give you about our plant life and tree life. And then just this week, that one of the trees that I was connecting to there at Westchester, she gave me a telepathic message. Well, I call them she because it's Mother Nature, part of Mother Nature. Okay, they may not be gender specific. Okay, so so that's what happened. So plants are really conscious, trees are conscious. So know what you say in their presence, and they can really be very helpful in many ways that we probably still don't understand, especially if we don't dig deeper. So be kind to trees. Those who are cutting out trees and uprooting trees, be mindful, because you will be judged. You will be judged by the divine, by the Most High Creators. You will be judged, because those are conscious beings that you are just uprooting and cutting out and cutting off because of your selfish reasons, and because you want to build more houses, because you will be judged. And nature is busy really already getting herself ready to judge mankind, because it is in a imbalanced position. It's no more balanced as it was. So when floods come, fires come, different elemental things come that are harmful to mankind, we must know that is one way Mother Gaia is judging us. Okay, or Mother Earth or the elementals are judging us. So please be mindful, people. You are dealing with the most intelligent things or beings or essence of creation. Okay, mankind have fallen far from their glory. That's why it says, we have fallen short of the glory of the creators. We don't recognize the power, the glory, the essence of who we are as human beings. The plants, the trees haven't lost that. They still have it. I recently heard of a tree of life that they called, that apparently these nefarious ones cut out, that they call Aurora Borealis. I do not know whether the name is the correct one, but that's what they refer to as the tree of life. And they cut that tree out because it was the tree of knowledge. With the ancient civilization, the creators planted that specific tree so that it can help mankind with knowledge and with balancing Mother Nature. That's what I'm getting now, to balance Mother Nature. And these beings, these nefarious ones, cut out, uprooted that tree. But they can't uproot because the roots go deep. All the plant life was already connected to it. That's why even the plants and the trees in different locations can communicate with us. That consciousness is still implanted within our plants and our trees. So it's very important to know. So these guys who uprooted our tree of knowledge, for that they are getting judgment for that as well. They will pay for touching a sacred elemental essence or life tree essence of mankind, or essence that is here on Mother Gaia, or that was planted here on Mother Earth to help mankind and Mother Nature. You can cut the tree off, but you can't. The roots go deep. Our beings, our essence, our Most Highs also resides in the depths of Mother Earth. In the depths of Mother Earth. So even though you probably just cut it off from the surface, you can see it from the surface, but deep down, you don't know the layers of the depth of the earth space. So they are still there. And they are connected to the makers, the creators. So I believe it's coming to life, and with the connection with the plants and the trees, etc., I know that essence that was in that tree of life is in all the other plants all around the world. So even though they try so hard to get rid of the plant life, of the tree life, etc., it's still connected with the rest of the trees everywhere, as well as within us, because we are one with the trees. We are one with Mother Nature. So yeah, just know that. I would really, I want to research more about this aurora borealis, learn more about it, and because I know I'm connected to trees and plants and stuff. And we all are. I mean, if you're conscious and you really take time out speaking to them, even though others may think that you are crazy, you are not crazy. I will hug a tree. Even before I got into this conscious path, I would hug trees at the schools where I was teaching. So yeah, people know that everything is conscious and we need to take care of everything, and because they are there for a purpose. They are there for a purpose.